Hello everyone, let's get started. Recently I figured that many still don't quite understand what liquidity means for XRP as a bridge asset. And with that video I'm trying to explain that. Basically, liquidity for XRP as a bridge asset means that any ODL transaction, whatever value it'll be, $5, $50, $500, $5,000, 50,000, half a million, 5 million, 50 million or half a billion can be satisfied. The Bitstamp sell order book. On the left hand column you see the price someone is asking, in the middle column the amount of XRP is selling, and in the right hand column is the total. It's actually the product of this price here, 1.0011 times 5.4265 XRP equals roughly $5.43. Now that's the top of the list. The list is sorted by the total values, just to show you the sheer amount of single and double digit values. And the reason I'm showing this table is for you to understand what liquidity means. Liquidity basically means that each and every transaction going through ODL, be it $50, 500, 5,000, 50,000, half a million, 5 million, 50 million or half a billion, it needs to be able to be satisfied, and right now this is simply not the case. As you can see, we have like half. If we scroll down, this roughly is half of that list. The list has about 6,700 entries in the sell order book, and in half of the list we're still only at $27 or roughly $30 values. However, in target 2 analysis, which is just used to extrapolate the Swift figures, because Swift doesn't give me those figures, but I think the target 2 figures from Europe are not too bad for extrapolation. Here we can see that like the majority of the payments, 70%, have a value of about 25,000. When we go back to the list, you can see that nowhere matches. Of course, we do have sell orders in the 2, 3, 4, 5 digit areas if we scroll down. But it's basically, here we get to the 5 digits areas, but it's not so many anymore. Starting with the 6 digits, from here to the very bottom, it's like 300 rows. That's nothing. Okay? In target 2, every 3 seconds we have a transaction about 50 million. If we look at that order book, that would never, ever, ever, ever be enough. Let's go down again and check where we start at the 50 million. That's roughly here. Okay? So from here to the very end, we have 30 sell orders. If we go back to the analysis again, every 3 seconds. So like after about 5 minutes, there wouldn't be any XRP available anymore. When we extrapolate those figures, okay, we might not have 100% of the market share immediately, but it shows that the price needs to increase totally, so that even those 2 and 3 digit values are raised up into the proper area of the values being transacted on as cross-border transactions. And that's what liquidity means. It doesn't just mean a high price, it means that any value, $5, $50, $500, 5,000, 50,000, $500,000, 5 million, 50 million or $500 million can be transacted. And as you can see by looking at this order book right now, that simply wouldn't match